We have finally arrived. We're in a situation where Prismatic Evolutions, the latest and greatest Pokemon set, is about to drop, and between pull rates of content creators with early access or some early product they have in their hands and prices of the product, the community has gone nuts. And to their credit, Pokemon have responded. They have announced reprints for Prismatic Evolutions, and the market has already responded. We are going to get into that announcement today, what it means for the future of these products, their price and their availability, and my take on what this means for the ecosystem as a whole. Now, mind you, I've spent a better part of 20 years in this space. I have loved TCGs my whole life, but all of the opinions represented in this video are just mine. So if you love conversations like this, and you like what we do here on the channel, make sure you hit that sub button down below, because for a small channel like mine, it helps more than you can possibly imagine. All right, let's get into the news. Now, without further ado, I'm going to spoil a bit of what I think of this situation right off the bat, and it's a really interesting one. I both think that this is incredibly impactful news and also not wildly meaningful. More of that as this video goes on. Trust me, it's going to make sense. But to get there, we have to know what the announcement is. And I pulled it up right here, and you can see that the Pokemon TCG tweeted themselves. They put an announcement together and they put it out there. Hey, we're aware some fans may experience difficulties purchasing certain Pokemon trading card game Scarlet and Violet Prismatic Evolutions products. Well, not certain. All of them. There's trouble purchasing almost all of them. They go on to say, we understand the inconvenience can be disappointing for fans, and they're going to run their printers at capacity as quickly as possible to be able to accommodate and give a better experience for the set. They also go on to say that there are other Scarlet and Violet Evolution sets coming out, or other Evolution products, or not sets, Evolution products that are going to drop, so be patient as they play a bit of catch up. As you can see, I've had this whole message here on the screen, and you can dig into what you think of that yourself. But I have to say, I didn't expect an announcement coming directly from the Pokemon TCG Twitter account, and here's why. Pokemon owns their own printers. They are known to reprint products that need reprinting. In fact, to Pokemon's credit, they are willing to reprint things to keep prices fairly stable, almost to an excessive amount. We can look at entire eras of Pokemon products where the printers went burr, if you will, and the value of the products didn't just pump to the moon. And I don't bring that up because I'm an evil investor and I love the products going up, but I do think there is merit to the idea that a fan of a card game, you and I, go out and we spend our hard-earned money on these things, and they hold some kind of value, not necessarily from a sealed product collecting standpoint like I do, but more from a singles and grading perspective. I have a couple cards here that I'm adding to mine and my daughter's single collection. I actually just put some more graded cards back in there. Maybe I'll do a showcase when my next PSA order comes back. Let me know in the comment section if you'd be interested in that. But I digress. All of this value conversation for these boxes can be rolled into TCG fans like their cards to at least retain some semblance of value, but there is a case where things can be too much, and we see that with the Prismatic Evolution secondary market today. The secondary market that we look at right now is a wild space, and it's driven by the ETB, the Elite Trainer box. And with a set that doesn't have a booster box, the ETB is going to be your primary, entry point for most fans to get involved in this product. Personally, I actually like the booster bundles. I like just packs. I don't want other things, but the ETB is the fastest thing to go off the shelf in sets like this, and the market has responded to this announcement. It has come down from into the highs of 175s into the averages of the 140s, 150s, and some even into the 160s, all the way down to the 130s. Now, we see those sales in those numbers are recent. They are today. People who own this product are putting it on the secondary market and getting out of the space. Even as soon as earlier today, before the announcement, we see the prices in the 150s as we discussed earlier. But this, in my opinion, is where this announcement is a bit of nothing. And what I mean by that is the secondary market is not going to just be directly affected by the price, or this reprint, and the price of this product is not just going to crash just because Pokemon is going to reprint this product. There's a couple logistic problems with this. First and foremost is well, it's hard to push back other things. We have the Team Upset coming back, Journey Together, I believe it's called, and Team Rocket coming out, and the printers are busy. The time is very allocated, especially when you're looking at having some of the most hype sets in one of the most hype years that your card game has experienced in some time. Yeah, coming off the back of 151, which I will call the Pokemon turning point until I go blue in the face, I really do believe we're about to see some crazy releases this year. But I don't think the reprint is going to be meaningful enough in number or in width, in birth, if you will, because I don't think that A, they can print enough boxes like I just said, and B, I don't think the boxes are going to just be readily available and on shelves. Something that's great about the Pokemon trading card game is all of these products that we go over and have a high price on the secondary market and cost a bunch of money are mostly available at your big box stores. And I know, yeah, there's a scandal of Walmart canceling pre-orders, but most people can go into a Walgreens, a Target, a Walmart, whatever it is, and you can buy Pokemon packs. And while that doesn't benefit the local game store as much as I'd like it to, there's beauty in that, in the fact that this game is so expansive and this collectible item is so wide that so many people are interested in, and that's kind of beautiful. But to print enough to take an ETB that came out and has reached the 170s and is now sitting in the 120s, 125s, I think you would have to have an extreme reprint. And you couple that with the interest, the general rise in interest between the Pokemon Pocket TCG and, again, the turning point of 151 and all the hype in 2025, I just don't think I can believe there could be enough put on the market. So while this reprint is awesome, it's very cool to get more products in the hands of people, I don't think it's going to have a massive effect long-term on the price of this product. And by long-term, I mean even by the end of the month. I think we'll be sitting at around where we would have been sitting anyway, even with the reprint. But I did say at the beginning of this video that I think it's kind of a small deal, but also kind of a huge deal. And if you stuck around this long, this is where you're going to see, you know, my thoughts on kind of a huge deal. And again, this is just coming from being in the space for a long time and having a lot of these conversations. And if you like stuff like this and you already subscribed and want to support further, the join button for the channel membership is down below. It's only $5 a month and it helps support the channel so cardboard finance and all the data tracking and server costs don't come directly out of my pocket. Channel members get a little bit of bonus every time I do a box opening for Magic or Pokemon or wherever it is. I try to give a better price to channel members, and you get access to content early. And in 2025, I've kind of committed to doing some more channel member only content, so be on the lookout for that. But the big deal here comes in the fact that they actually announced the product on their Twitter. We mentioned before that Pokemon is known to just reprint stuff. They do that. It's something that they have been known. It's a part of their history. They reprint products when they need reprinting, almost to a fault if you're a hardcore collector. But this, to me, this outward-facing announcement, this acknowledgement to anyone who happens to have access to Twitter, it's Twitter, I'm not calling it X, to anyone who happens to have access to Twitter, is a massive deal. This shows an awareness of the problems that they are having with product, whether it's the new distribution accounts and all this new access with the hype and people trying to buy these products, scalp these products, whatnot, drip shop, secondary market these products, or whether it's we just didn't make enough of it. It does show a public acknowledgement of that. And with a public acknowledgement of a problem, from a company standpoint, will often come a solution. And while Prismatic Evolutions comes with some of the best cards that we are going to see in the year, and especially of the Pokemon era, I believe we might be in the space for an overcorrection. My buddy Louie over at Kitchen Table TCG, who's turned me on to a lot of this stuff in the space, if you haven't yet, check him out on YouTube, was mentioning Evolving Skies and how he believes there was a similar announcement around Evolving Skies. And that to me says one thing: overcorrection is coming. Evolving Skies was kind of the last really hype set of its era, and we did enter a short dark period. Let's call it a dark period. I say dark, it sounds so drastic, but like Pokemon Magic, these games enter dark periods. They're always just fine, but let's call it a down market for the Pokemon trading card game following this because, well, in my opinion, they probably just printed too many products. They probably overcorrected in, the direction of, hey, we would rather have too much of this stuff than not enough. You could tell me a story, you could spin me a yarn, you could sing me the tale that following the hype of 2025, the Journey Together, the Team Rocket, because, well, frankly, I don't really think there's anything they can do to make those products not work, but hey, we're going to find out. I really do believe we are in for kind of a regression to the mean. I think that's the best way to put it. I don't want to call it, oh, the market's going to go down, things are going to be terrible, but I think we're more in line of seeing, ETBs come out and just be the price that ETBs are. Heck, a Stellar Crown is a really cool example for this. I actually have a bunch of cards out for grading from Stellar Crown, but this is a wonderful example where the product came out and for the longest time it was kind of just available, and $150 Pokemon box I think is MSRP, and that just feels far more normal. Heck, ETBs sitting now at $44, probably get them a little bit cheaper at your local game store. They've been there for a while. I think we're on the path to seeing something like this. And finally, I'll give you my stance and a chance for everyone to get mad at me in the comment section, because well, frankly, that's always just a little bit fun. I don't like when a set comes out and instantly skyrockets to the moon, and that's weird because, like I said, I collect sealed product. I did a whole video about this. Maybe I'll do another one for 2025. I don't collect sealed product entirely for value. A lot of it's experience and time in my life and things that I just can do right now. I come into my office to work every day, and it just kind of makes me happy. But I really do think that these products should come out and be available. Pokemon especially. I say this about Disney Lorcana as well. It shines to the regular collector, the regular human, the every person can get involved and enjoy Pokemon on some level. You can do that with Lorcana, and because of that, these products being out and readily available is a positive. And heck, the fact that people are in this hobby, they are so involved, they love it so much, that is why that these products can go up over time in the long run. That love, that availability, that connection that you're able to build is what creates value over time. All in all, this announcement it's a weird one. Like I said, I don't expect it to really affect the secondary market, but good gosh almighty, them acknowledging it publicly not only shows they have their ear to the ground, so kudos to them, but I think there is a correction coming, and an overcorrection is on the board. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I'm going to suggest another video for you. I'm going to put it over here, I think I'm going to put it over here, and I think you'll like that video, but let me know if you did or didn't. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh. I appreciate each and every single one of you out there, and we'll see you around. All right, goodbye.